Okay, folks, so if you watched the video on my JCM 800 50 watt head, one of the things that I was talking about in that video was how my sound man at the time kept complaining about how much low end it was putting out with the 412 speaker cabinet. And he was constantly complaining. And I loved it. But uh, I just got tired of him complaining about it. So I went to a music store. I think it was might have been in Connecticut. I'm not sure. I know it was south of Vermont, so it might have been either. I think it was in Massachusetts. Anyways, we were doing a show in Massachusetts, and um, I went to this music store, and this is one of the amps they had there, and I tried it out, and I was surprised that it actually sounded pretty good, and it was loud, and it had a decent rock and roll distortions tone to it. It was a solid state amp, but it was pretty compact. It had a 12-inch speaker, and it was nice and loud. So I ended up, unfortunately, trading in my JCM 800 for this amp, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. Though the amp was still usable, it just wasn't that. It wasn't that JCM 800. Um, One thing that I discovered that made this amp a lot better was using the clean channel and throwing distortion boxes in front of it. The first one I had, it was actually Yamaha came out with a distortion, like a hard rock heavy metal distortion pedal that I used in front of it, and it sounded pretty damn good. But it was a little bit out of control at really high volumes, especially when I was gigging with it. So I had a little bit of a difficult time with some uncontrollable feedback. It was just a little bit too over the top once you really started cranking it. So eventually, I came upon at a music store a Marshall Governor pedal, Governor distortion pedal, and tried that out. And lo and behold, I got like more of a real like Marshall sound. The Marshall Governor was a great pedal. It brought me tone that was similar, to the JCM 800 out of this amp. At least the distortion was, and it was really, even when I was playing hardcore and metal and stuff, it sounded pretty dang good. So ended up using that combination for a number of years, and so and the amp was quite loud. I could gig with it, so not a bad amplifier for a solid state, especially if you put a good distortion pedal in front of it on the clean channel.